Live. We are back. Sorry about that technical difficulties. Oh my gosh. I apologize. I'm going to send out a bunch of little messages right now. I'm going to start sharing it. For everybody who's jumping in right now, please come in here and share. We apologize for the mishap on that. Gosh bless America.
Hey, folks. Every now and then we try to experiment, do some new things, and real as possible getting together in the
I'm going to get it out here. I'm going to start sharing it again. But folks, sorry about that. Sorry for that. Hey, but welcome back. But we learn from our things that we make mistakes from.
That's right.
I've never done that before. We try to start by I got to set it up right. I know not to press the red button. Next time it's just leave, not cancel.
I am Groot.
So
I am Groot.
Back to what we're doing, man. We're here with my brother, man. We're super excited to have you on here, Jeff. Honestly, we should have had you on a long time ago. It would have been a lot cooler. I don't know why we've taken so long to get you on here, but I think that you're going to have a lot of fun. I think the people are going to have a lot of fun. You're a very funny dude, man. He's my little brother, guys. He's made me laugh for many years. He's made me laugh. We have made each other just that mad. That's what brothers are about, and I love him for it. And I'll have more memories about my brother than you can imagine. This guy has memories with my brother.
He's
one of my. The three of us combined, there's some stories there.
No doubt. So yes, so Lou, what's up, man? You ready to go this morning?
I am excited to get going. I mean, this guy over here has had an incredible rise and grind kind of day, and it's been inspiring from the very moment that the alarm clock went off and seeing Fred get live and get real, and just to amplify it all. His brother, who is another incredible human that does great things in the cafe with us. It's an honor for us all to be together and do what it is that we do best, and that's make the world smile. Because if there's one common trait that I know that each of us are pure ninjas in, wipe the car guy stuff off the table, put me around anybody, put us around anybody. We are going to make someone smile. We're going to make someone's day a little bit brighter. Yep. They are going to be better somehow, hopefully, because we are in the room. And that's just because we want to smile ourselves. It's just so much more fun laughing, you know what I mean, than being mad and letting life get you down. So I'm excited. Jeff, thank you so much for jumping in with us today.
Hey, man, thanks for having me, man.
And he's right down the block. He can be here just about any time that we're brewing, and
we almost had him here this morning.
Like one of those guests on Mr. Rogers, right? Just somebody it's Mr. Jeff, and he's here. You know what I mean? He just comes through. I was just watching King doing his little videos.
Oh yeah.
I was just watching a couple of those. That boy got some moves, boy. Man, he got some moves, and he takes it seriously. But car gals, awesome. Welcome to the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
This is Fred Lenars, the subprime hero.
And we are here with another great hero himself, and that is Jeff Soup Yellow. Many other names you may not know about this man and who he is. And I'm excited to have stories and have some fun, but at the same time, show honor and make sure you guys have something good in your cup to go make things happen.
Look at what Matt wrote.
Jeopardy.
So folks, if you guys don't know what that means, and don't take this wrong if you're Asian, because I'm Asian, and this is just something between us. You know, when your name is Jeffrey and you have a parent that is Asian, it's gonna sound more like Jeopardy. So Jeopardy. That's kind of like an inside thing. And Matt's also half Korean like us, and so it's kind of an inside thing when we see Jeff as Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
That's awesome. He's awesome. So yeah, folks, Jeff Lenars, guys.
Welcome.
There's so many words that I could put into what he is,
so many
he's becoming, and what he's going to be one day. One thing I love is that you have been very. I've noticed recently that you've kind of got a little upswing in you. You know, it's just I don't know if it's the new friends that you've been hanging out with, but there's something going on. And what I've noticed is that you're even taking little steps, even with your dealership. You started posting deliveries, and that's something I never seen you guys really do or haven't done in a long time, if that's the case. I just got on Facebook this past year, right? So seeing that, I could tell that you're trying to do something right now. So I'm excited to have you on the show. That tells me that you're in the middle of a growth spark. You know, everyone goes through spikes in life of growth. And I'm real excited to see that, you know, being not just because you're my little brother, but because, you know, you're a local car guy that I want to see that store just blossom and blow up. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of potential there for you guys. And I think, you know, you could be a huge key implement in that store to make that happen. I think you have been since you've been there. I think part of the reason why that store does what it does, and we all know, and I think every car guy who knows you knows why that store does what it does, is because you're there. I know there's other parts of the team. Yes, and those are very important parts of the team, but you have been there and you've been there for a while, very consistent, right? Mm-hmm. So I respect that about you, man. I know you're a very loyal person. You've always been that way. You've been like that since you were young. I know that you have a great heart. You know, there's no doubt about it. You care for your friends, you care for your family. You know, you do what you can. You have a very, you know, as tough as Jeff is, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Spill some beans. He's sensitive as heck. This boy will cry in a heartbeat. And I don't mean it like in a wussy way. Don't take it that way. You know,
it's a lie.
It's not a lie.
He's tough. He's tough and
I don't mean that like you get punked out cried. I mean, like, you know, when something really sparks his emotions, and it could even be upset, like crying. You're like, oh, you know, to that point. Jeff's like that. You know, Jeff's quick to defend you, but he's quick to tell you if you're doing something wrong, right? You know, and that's the way Jeff's been. He's been like that since I've known him, since his whole freaking life, right? Mm-hmm. So, but what I love, man, honestly, and just to throw this out as brother to brother right now, is I think that, and I'm putting this out there, you know, and this is real, is that you in the last, 10 years, bro, you've done some amazing stuff. I'm very proud of you. I'm excited to see where you're going. I love that you've made some new connections in life, that you're having fun, that you're doing things that, you know, that you used to not do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, Jeff. And it's amazing to see that. And I don't know if you notice that about yourself, but you're much happier nowadays. And I think that it has a lot to do with the family, having your son, trying to teach your son and pass a legacy on to him. You know, having a woman there that's going to have your back, and you know she does. That's something awesome about that. And, you know, I know what that's like too. So you're very fortunate with that. Your wife's amazing. She's a good mother. She's a good wife. She's a good sister-in-law. And that whole side of her family. I know that, you know, won't get too deep in that, but her mother is amazing, man. And, you know, so you're very lucky. You're very fortunate. You have a lot to be grateful for. And I think that if you know, when you realize that, and I think that you have a lot more growth in you, so much more potential. So I'm excited to see that. And I think as you're in this spike mode right now of growth, I encourage you, brother to brother, is to keep posting those delivery pictures, maybe even get some testimonial videos, dude. Get creative with it. You have a personality that people are gravitated towards, right? So use that. Because that's something that not a lot of people have. And if they do, they're too scared to use. So use it. And I promise you things are going to be amazing. Folks, I'm not going to get too much more. I do love you, man. I love you with all my heart, bro.
Love you too, man.
And I got you no matter what for the rest of your life. We're always going to, you know, that's just the way it is. Not just because we're mostly, yes, 100%, because you got my blood in you, bro. And always, fam, I'm so happy that our boys love each other the way they do. So much stuff, man. And I'm looking forward to the next half of our lives. So let's keep this rocking. Let's get to the 5-liner, bro. But I love you, man. So we're going to ask you 5 questions.
Give me a minute, man. Wow. It's just a big brother bomb got dropped up in here. You know what I mean? Of raw emotion and feeling and true, bro. I mean, it doesn't get no truer brotherly love than that. I mean, a lot of us talk a lot of friends and brothers, but that was really what was happening, and a real connection. And I'm seeing this guy love on his brother because he truly at heart wants nothing but the absolute best for him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And him take it and him grow with it, and then us acknowledge it together and it grow even better. You know what I mean? Because I know what kind of a brother you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't have your blood going through me too, just like he does, right? So he knows on a different level of how incredible even the rest of the world doesn't know Fred is. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that taking that in is pretty heavy for you. I wish you were sitting right here to just take that on and just let's see each other hug, love, and the cries and the tearing, and it would have been hilarious, but awesome and real, you know. But man, it's just it's real, you know.
He's
so right too.
You know, Jeff and I, we know each other's story. We've grown up together. We know the bads and the goods, the shit that we've done in the past. We know all the good stuff that we've done, and we truly know each other's real heart, you know. And the thing is that we both, our father, we have a father, right? And our father's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but he's been gone for a long time. So he hasn't been there for our adult. But when we were children, we had a good father. He was strict. He was all what, he had his ups, he has his downs, he went through some stuff. But in the end of the day, care of us, always got us what we wanted. He loved on us, man. He took us on vacations. He took us, we lived around the world because of him.
Mm-hmm. We saw a lot.
Could we say good things about him as in the last 20 years? I don't know if there's many words good or bad. There's nothing really we can say. We haven't seen him, and that's something that's unfortunate for him more so than us. Sucks for us, but it's unfortunate for him. But I am so happy that my brother and I have fixed our relationship the way we have, and we've become way close. We never had a bad relationship, but we've become really close. We vacation together now. Our kids hang out. He comes over for holiday. We do stuff that I see a lot of people who don't get a chance to do that. We're lucky. We're fortunate. We're right by each other. So I'm happy, and I never plan on doing anything else, but I plan on more vacations with him, more, things like that, because we are each other's fathers now. You know what I mean? We take care of each other like that. And we look for each other for advice and help and fun and all that type of stuff. So anyway, man,
I will expound on that as we get ready to go on. Seriously, there's a lot on that, because you guys truly have become fathers in the absence of that transitional part inside of yourselves. And that's a key thing that many people are learning, but you stepped up to become a father and not a statistic. And that's an incredible testimony to the type of people that you guys are. Well, yeah. And I honor that. Again, that's why I run with you all.
Well, a lot of the work I put in, man, a lot of the work I put on, I say, why is it doing that? Normally it doesn't know.
I got to hear that song.
We are, but the real talk is that a lot of the last couple of years of me doing what I'm trying to do and building up to where I'm at right now and trying to go to is because I'm trying to show things like that to my brother, my sister, even my mother. I try to show honor to them. So I'm trying to, do these things to show that, hey, look, little extra, what can it do? It could do a lot for you. And there's so much stuff that you can grow on, not just in the car business, but in life. I've been pretty fortunate, in a lot of ways, but I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be who I am right this second if it wasn't for the way I was raised, growing up with my brother there for me, with the stupid shit stuff we used to do when we were kids, and all the things, the ups and the downs, all that stuff. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't have the knowledge and the way I think about things if it wasn't for people like my brother, especially people like my brother. So I love you, man. So let's get this going. Let's hit
that chest one time, everybody. For those that are listening, when this is a podcast, and for those that are wherever, hit your chest and get ready to apply 3 Fs before we jump into this 5-liner. Because if there's anything that brothers got to do inside of a healthy relationship, it's get over the fists in the face, the problems, the unforgiveness, and wipe. But
I'll tell you, man. Before you could be. That's what I love about brothers, though. Real brothers. You could be in the middle of a fisticuff. If one person says something wrong, we both stop fighting. We're going to go over there and whoop that dude's butt. And then we're going to go put one up later, right? So anyway, back to the lecture at hand. So,
so let's get ready to fly together, everybody. Jeff, join us as we forgive, focus, fly. On 3, 1, 2, 3, forgive. Focus, fly, and keep growing. Keep growing. Get it. Take that.
I can't use both hands, man.
That's when you do the abbreviated when you're doing a live, right? Forgive, focus, fly.
That's right.
Keep. Keep. All right, let's get ready to do this. I know you're gonna pitch it up. We got a lot of key things that we're gonna dig in on to get everybody tasting the brew that this Jeff Lenartz is the Jeff Lenartz. Welcome
to the 5-liner, folks.
Fine.
All right, so let's get this going, man. I know I've been talking a lot, haven't let Jeff bring out a lot of things, but here's the 5-liner where we're going to allow him to speak as much as he needs to with these answers. folks, I know, Jeff, if you've heard anything we've ever talked about, my first question is always the same question I ask everyone, because I think it's a very important question, because I think that's what it all starts with. And Simon Sinek, he said that. He had this whole speech. It all starts with the why. And it's true. Before you can really get anywhere, you got to have a purpose in life. You got to have something that drives you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you wake up every single day, and I know you're more of an early riser than I've ever been, right? Always has been. What drives you to say, you know what, today I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go grind, I'm gonna help my guys move units, I'm gonna, increase my life, I'm gonna make my son know I love him, I'm gonna make sure my wife knows I love her. What drives you to do so?
Family. I mean, that's my number one drive is family. To be honest with you, if I didn't have my son, who knows where I'd be? You know what I mean? I could be that one guy who's like, no, I just want to sell cars. I'm good here. No, 6 cars a month. I'm good. You know what I mean? But, really, I think, my son, and really the love for it. You really got to have a love for what you do. And, the meeting people, making new friends, that whole process, to me, it's always been fun. Even before selling cars, it was, who's this? Let me meet this guy. Let's see what we have in common, and break the ice. It's always been fun to me, and I don't know, that's why, mainly for my wife, my son, for myself, and the love for it. That's why I do it. So
you're. I think that the business loves you just as much as you love it, man. And that's something I believe that for anybody. Like, the more you love the business, the more you're going to get back for it. So when you say something like that, it's the love for doing the job. That's, especially when you say it, we all could think that, but to say it and then write it down, that's another thing. Another tip I always tell people: write that shit down, put it in front of you, because when you see it all the time and you feel it, it's the truth. You become what you say you want to be. You are, right. The more you say, I'm pretty, I'm so pretty, eventually you're pretty, even if you're not. It's just because you just feel that way, and it's just a way of life. And you're right. Your family is a good way to be driven. I'm definitely driven by my family, so much so. I think about my son, my wife, all the time when I start to slow down in my life. What would they say? I think about you, Jeff. I think about a lot of other things like that. I think about, what would he say? Man, my brother, he ain't no hustler. It was a kind of a, in an inner brother thing. It's not a competition, but like, I want to show my brother that I could do this, that type of thing. And then also for my mother and stuff like that. And I know Jeff's the same exact way. And I love that about him. And I love that you have the family that you're starting right now. And it's becoming and time's flying, man. Your son, how old now? 6? Isn't that crazy?
6, about to be 7. God.
Bananas, but he's killing it, dude. And he's so mature for his age. I absolutely love his personality. I'm glad it's easy to be driven by a kid like that. That would pump me up too. So you're very lucky to have little Kingy, right? So but no, great answer on that. Keep staying driven, man. And I know that you have so much in you. I'm looking forward to it. That being said, question 2.
One, I can validate the anchoring to seeing Jeff's transition and in different motivations between having the relationship that he has with his wife, which is a car gal as well, folks. I mean, she's somebody that'll tell you what your car's worth and know what she's talking about, and that's the connection point where we really kind of all came in together, right? Is that he's one of the testimonies of the car business that brought him to the love of his life. You know what I mean? That's something that's huge. That's big for many, many people in this business. I know Tony's the same way. You know what I mean? Meeting your spouse by doing what it is that you love to do. That's also a thing that maybe kind of keeps you connected to that too. Be like, babe, I just remember that day that I met you on the lot, and you know what I mean? All these different memories that you have, you know what I mean? But with that, I know that Jeff has become such an example to other people now of what the growth process looks like when you start to assemble your entire family life, and that the entire why actually comes together. The thing that so many people are often looking for, they don't have until they have the thing in front of them, and they're like, oh, this was it. This is what I was this is what I really needed to motivate me. This is what I really needed to stay focused. This is what I really needed to care about. You know what I mean? You didn't know you wanted those J's so bad until you got them. You know what I mean? Then you're like, oh my gosh, I have to take care of these. I have to love these. And man, this is what it feels like to have that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a child and a wife is not a set of Jordans, but you understand my point, folks. You know what I mean? It's that thing that you didn't know you had to have that you always needed. Yeah. And that, in most case scenarios, folks, is an anchoring to family and a ground rooting inside of family. And Jeff has always had it with family, you know, Fred, his sister, their mom, you know, it was around. But when connecting that into business, it really helped him attack and see some great success exponentially when he zeroed in on that cornerstone. Does that make sense? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, does that make sense to you? Is that true? Yeah. All right. So getting through the why, hitting question number 2, and Jeff is so good about saying what he says real quick and says, that's it. That's my words. And then we're yackers. We yak.
Boom.
we're the fillers.
But in this second question, I ask it from the spot of Jeff was right there with me as I was making my transition into management, and that helped me to bridge a gap into helping him make his transition into management. And I remember the fun things that we went together. He doesn't just look like a rapper sometimes, folks. He actually spits rhymes. You know what I mean? And we were trying. He's got bars, folks. We were trying to remember bank programs, right?
Oh my God.
and we put on this Method Man beat, and we was just, we're driving for, you know, hours on end, you know what I mean? We're on the road, dude, so we just got all this time. Yeah. And so we got a Method Man beat going and pull out a HSBC thing, and we got Prime. We got
oh my God.
Yeah, we got Premium Plus.
Shanghai something. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, we talked about what. Hong Kong, Shanghai,
banking
trust, banking trust. Yeah. I mean, we started either way to get our brains to work it out together. We were wrapping bank programs.
That's so awesome.
So that we learned, because we were getting promoted and didn't know how to really do that job all the way yet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes in this business, you promote somebody that's doing great at what they're doing,
right?
And they have no idea how to go to the next level. But because the person at that level is now exited or moved, you know, in this business, It just happens. Absolutely. You get like, hey, you're the best at this. Come here and do that. Yes. I need the guy to show me how to do this. You know what I mean?
Fake it till I make it.
Right. But you learned on the way. So we found different techniques and stuff. And me, that's just how I also learned. I was like, yo, we're going to try this. I don't know. It might be silly. Call it stupid. And, you know, and he'd be like, you are stupid. But whatever, let's do this. Let's go. But yeah, that would happen.
I'm just the car guy.
The car guy. Yeah. I used to travel, guys. I used to travel with a suitcase with my recording studio in it. And we would set it up inside of the hotels. And I would have different inspirational moments or different recording sessions with myself for a while but
Jeffy in the background, man.
Jeffy in the background, like, shut up.
You suck.
And I'm sitting there pouring my heart out, right? But it's all, you know, and I'm all so serious, you know what I mean? I'm just going for it. But it was fun. And Jeff actually jumped on a mic, recorded some fun stuff. But you know, that's just what we were doing at the time. Man, it's hilarious.
Good memories.
But inside of that time, you started to grow also. We started to see so many more people than what we were used to just being on the lot. So we got trained at an exponential rate.
Yeah, we did.
But Jeff has a similar trend that some people in the car business have had, right? Early, you made a shift from being a salesperson. You went into a little bit more of a stable pay. You came out of selling for a while. I did the same.
Yeah.
What was it that turned the switch on to saying, you know what, I gotta like sell out to this, to being great at this because of my potential rather than my stability, right? You wanted to go to the next level and knew that you could. What was it that made you commit to the car guy way of life?
Be honest with you, at first there was hesitation. You know, I was like, you know, the commission. I don't want to do that. I want the consistent pay. I want to know what I'm bringing home every week. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then the opportunity came, and I was hesitant, you know, but they needed the help. I guess a couple of salespeople had left, and there was a big sale coming. He's like, look, I just need you for 1 week. Please, I know you have the experience. So I came on board, and it was a big sale. I made a lot of money. I'm not going to lie. The money was a big factor, but the camaraderie, you know, hanging out with you guys, because I believe both of you were there. Mm-hmm. So the hanging out with you guys, you know, instead of sitting in the back, in the dark with a weird guy spitting on the ground, yeah, and picking up his spit and putting it back in his mouth. We'll get into that at another time. But the camaraderie, the goofing off, the fun, you know, the shenanigans, experience of actually being a car guy and learning from the senior guys, the guys who knew what they were doing. So, I mean, that was fun. And I remember at the end of the week, he handed me my commission check. I looked at it, couldn't believe it. And he said, do you want to go back to cleanup? I said, no, I want to get my office ready over here. You know what I mean? So, yes, and from there on, it was just, you know, wow. Why did I ever go to the cleanup department, you know, when the opportunity came? But I'm glad, you know, that opportunity came, and I'm glad that switch inside my head clicked. Like, what are you doing? You know, this is where you're supposed to be. Yeah, so, could have been God. Yeah. Who knows? At that time of my life,
100% know it is. But
you know, what I mean? So,
Lou would agree with you. I would agree with you. Listen, it was something inside you, man. And here's the thing, Jeff, you're natural, always have been at this. You know, I think we were raised that way. Our father had a weird personality like that too. You're snappy, jokey, you know, but very easy to talk with, liked everybody, you know, would share a beer with whoever they sat down with, right? And would find something in common with everybody, because we all have something in common, you know. And in your all's eyes, in everyone's eyes, it's God. You know, we all have that in common. We're all one human race. We're all one people,
the same daddy,
trying to live life, right? So, you know, we got Uncle Danny on here. Uncle Danny says, great leaders have the ability to take the right people under their wing. They also know to surround themselves with people smarter than they are. I believe that. He's 100% right.
Yes. That's probably why we don't hang out with Uncle Danny too much.
Boom! No, I love Uncle Danny.
No, I love you, Uncle D.
We talk about funny people. I know that Jeff kind of catered his life to always trying to be like Uncle Danny in that sense, right? Right. So
he lived a life in my eyes.
Yeah, Uncle Danny, he was always the cool uncle, you know, the one that you're always like, dude, that dude's so cool. I want to go hang out with Uncle Danny, right? And he still is, and he's still that guy, and he's still a great person. He's turned into a grandfather with, you know, man, he does some amazing stuff with his grandkids out there. I see what he does. He shares a lot of love. He does that with us. He always has. There's one person that I could say has been very consistent with reaching out to us. It's been
Uncle Danny. Yeah.
And I love that, and I love him for it. His comment there is so right on. I believe that you build a team around you. If you're an A caliber person, you look for A+ people around you. Don't be afraid of people that are amazing, because people are always worried about, oh, they're going to come try to take my job. No, everybody has a certain job and a certain role. Just because they're more excited about their job than you, doesn't mean that somebody shouldn't hire. I think there's a lot of managers out there that probably wouldn't hire people that they feel like are better than them. I think that's a mistake. I think you should always exploit that. And Uncle Danny's 100% right on that. Great call on that, Uncle D. My comment was, it was easy for you, Jeff, to find people smarter than you.
Wow.
See what I mean? Boom, there he is, Uncle D. No, man. No, Uncle Danny's always been super awesome, man. So I'm so happy that he's on here this morning. So yeah, man. So let's get to the number three, man. So number 3 of the day. So there's a lot of questions I like to ask people, but the one thing that for you, we just asked about what sparked you to get back in the business, do what you did and come back and grind it out. And I'm so glad you have. The car business should be happy about it too. You're definitely one of the good guys in there, right? So
it's one of the good ones.
The good ones. But since you've been back in the car business and you've been working, what has been the thing that's really, because we all go through levels of like, okay, boom, this helped me out. Boom, that helped me out. But here, this is when it clicked in my brain. Like I became like that. Who helped you get to that level, you think? Who was the most influential person in the car business for you?
Wow, man, there's so many. I mean, I took a lot from a lot of people. Lou is one.
No doubt.
Fred,
no doubt.
Matt Damos.
Yep.
Definitely Matt Damos. I mean, hate to say it, really hate to say it, Paul Damos. I mean, you could take, stepping back from the situation, you can really see why he is the way he is. Sometimes he takes it to the next level a little bit too much. But I mean, there's so many people, and and forgive me for not mentioning a lot of other people out there, but
right.
I mean, there's a lot of people that I took a lot from, and still to this day, I'm still learning, I'm still growing.
That's right.
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't care who you are, you're always going to learn something from somebody. I don't care if it's from a green pea. You could be sitting at the desk, send a green pea out on a pencil. You hear him say something you ain't never been like, whoa, where did he get this from? Like, wow, okay. I mean, but
go ahead, kid. Go ahead.
Right? Yeah. You're crying like, I'm so proud of you. But yeah, I mean, but really, I mean, a lot of people out there that I took a lot from that influenced me.
Sure.
When I first got in the car business, I'm not gonna lie, I saw the way Matt Damos was living life. I was like, no, I need to live this life. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
He's balling. Like, this is all he does is sell cars. Like, yeah. So, I mean, but I've also learned not what to do in the car business. Seen a lot of guys that, they have the potential, but what are you doing? What I'm saying? What are you doing with your life? So not what to do. So
yeah, every conversation you learn something from it, and that's kind of like that theory. If you learn something good or bad, you learn what not to do and what to do, right? So always treat it that way. Always look for that. So never think a conversation is worthless, right? But the paulmoves.com. Yeah. So we all know what those are, folks. Yeah. That could be its own series. That could be its own podcast.
It's a book.
Yeah,
it is a book, man. We talk about it and joke about it, but it's facts. Now, there's been a lot of people, a lot of those names you named off, people who've influenced me to be where I'm at and grow. And it keeps growing. And I keep looking for, even more people. I like to think that, it's like I want to bring a bunch of people's ideas and thoughts in so I can use those and then try to make it my own thing. Right. And we all do that. And you've done that really well. And like I said, man, there's still so much potential in you, and I'm excited to see where that's going. So I would just encourage you to keep pushing hard. So yeah, those are great names. I'm glad you threw me in there. I appreciate that. You didn't have to, but I do. I do appreciate it.
You helped set him up for that first interview, right? I mean, wasn't he a key piece for that?
Yeah, I was welding, and Fred was like, "Won't you get in the car business?" I was like, "I'll try." You know what I mean? Like, why not? So really, you gave me that push.
Yeah.
And I remember we were working together, and the day you quit, you were like, "Man, I'm done with this dealership." I said, "You know what? Me too." You were like, "Why?" I said, "I don't know."
It did. That's exactly what happened, man. That was crazy. Like we both left. Fred left, I left. Peace. Right. Lenart's gone. Lenart's out.
Right. Where'd I go?
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was a long time ago.
I was living at home with Mom. Bye.
I'm good. I'm good. My Aurora.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So no, man. Yeah, I'm glad you got in the business. It's been a lot of fun. We've traveled some together. We did all that. We've been able to compare notes. I know that you do some. You're awesome, dude. I love you. I love how good you are at closing deals. But like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what the next 10 years is going to bring you, because you're going to have a lot of fun. Your son's going to be in that about my son's age by then, and all that type of stuff. And this was like the best 10 years of my life. So I know that it's going to be the best 10 years of your life too. So keep it growing, bro, and keep it going. So what you got for him?
All right. So talking about history and making kind of the connections to other people, Jeff is definitely transitioned into where now he's sowing what it is that has been sown into him,
right.
Teaching what it is that he's been taught, being a reflector of the light that he's been shown, now being able to pour that out into other people, which is the natural transition. Folks, I encourage you all to understand mindset-wise that if you are in sales at all, you are a leader. You lead people into a decision. You help lead the boat. So if you're just wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Just know that you're in a leadership position when you're inside of sales. So it's key that you learn how to follow people in order to lead properly, right? It's just the way that it is, you know. And key moments in life have come for you where you've had to make the decision, you know, do I continue taking care of me, or do I still take on the role where I seek to help other people? You've gone kind of back and forth in that. Just running dealerships, you know, you've come looking for transitions, right? Me being a friend, you know what I mean? A true friend that was looking out for you moving forward, know the potential that you have, right? I know where it is that you can be and where you can grow. And sometimes we forget to see that inside of ourselves. Yeah. And there's key moments that Jeff has taken to take over. Now he's at a Ford store. He's making other people live their lives, right? Support their families, put the food on the table, making people, you know, drive Ford tough and all that other fun stuff, right? He's doing what he does. Great. What would you say to those people that are making those transitions from being someone that seems to only really have to worry about their personal business into now you're in the role of other people's business have to flourish in order for yours to be successful, right? You put a lot of trust in your guys every single day. Every time you send them out with numbers, every time you give them information that is secured by a manager, right? You are trusting them. So what is it that you would say to somebody making that transition now into management? A key thing that you either have to drop or a big piece that you need to pick up into seeing that entire rise to having the glow have to emit from you, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, just be confident in yourself. I mean, there's a reason you were put in that position. You know, trust your team. If you don't trust your team, why do you have a team? I mean, you just got to be confident in yourself. And if you're just making that transition in management, I mean, trust me, we've all been in that situation where, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but my first day as a manager, I remember very well, I was nervous, but you know, I had the confidence. I had the confidence and I knew what I had to do. I mean, you have the confidence. I mean, excitement breeds excitement. Confidence breeds confidence. You know, I mean, so if you step up to the plate and you know what you're talking about, you truly do have to know what you're talking about. You know, there's a lot of guys out there faking it, but if you don't know what you're talking about, I mean, some people will know, you know, forgive my language, but this guy's full of shit. You know what I mean? I got to get out of here. So, I mean, know what you're talking about. Be confident in what you're doing and just have fun. You know what I mean? Don't get the tight butthole. Have fun. You know what I mean? If yelling and screaming and running around is your thing to get guys going, that's your thing. I mean, if sitting around playing music, whatever it is that gets you going, make it happen. But have fun, because if you're not having fun, what's the point of doing it?
Come on,
I agree.
With not knowing what you're talking about looks way different like this, like ha 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 ha, than it does like ha. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's way more fun to just. All right,
he's so right though. I mean, Jeff, you hit some really good points on there. Like, I agree, confidence, being confident. But you know, the thing is in confidence, you have to understand, just like optimism. That doesn't mean because I'm optimistic doesn't mean bad things don't happen to you. Just like if you're confident doesn't mean that you're not going to make a mistake. Mistakes happen. So understand that. If you can understand that, if you get into any position that you're taking that's new to you, and you're like, man, I'm nervous about it, that's okay. That nerves is actually good. That's something that should fuel you into that. Hey, it's fear, but the fear can be adrenaline. That fear could be excitement, right? Use that. Get into it, because it's okay to be nervous. But like I said, use that as fuel. Then you jump into it when you're in there and you're doing it. When you make a mistake, don't get like, oh, I suck, I'm horrible. No, it's okay. Just remember that you made a mistake. Own up to the mistake. Don't make excuses. Don't point fingers at other people. Own your mistake.
Well, if
and
it
then
wasn't for the salesperson, you know,
right, own up
man.
to it. Just say, hey, I messed up, and then just make sure you don't do it again. You know, just constantly try to fix your wrongs. But I tell you one thing, and it's facts: the most successful people in the world, for one, they didn't do it overnight. Two, they messed up more times than they ever won. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, things big. It happens, but when they kept messing up, they kept fixing it, and they kept doing something different. Next thing you know, bingo. That huge thing happens for them, right? Sometimes it happens early for people. Sometimes it happens late. Sometimes it happens multiple times. But the thing is, they were consistent. And that's the key. It's consistently doing those things over and over and over. And when you do those things, it'll blow your mind how far you can go. And that's facts. Hashtag facts. You're making some good points here, Jeff. And I really like that, man. And you've been in a leadership position for a while. You've seen salespeople come and go. You've seen the goods, the bads. You've seen good managers. You've seen bad managers. You've seen it all, right? You've seen inventory be able to. That's crazy. That's easy to get. Inventory hard to get. You've been through the ups and the downs, so you have a lot of experience. And that's my point. My brother, once again, he's on this show because of his experience, what he can bring and value that he brings to the show. And I think that you guys are seeing this and hearing this right now. So you're hearing that it takes confidence, and that is contagious to everybody. You pass that to other people. When you're up there as a leader, get yourself. Whether you know the good or bad is coming, you have to be confident to your people. You have to have them understand that, hey, I'm here. We got this. That's confidence. All right. He's also talking about, he talks about so many great points just like that. And the reason why those are such good points is that a lot of people are so scared to take those roles or to do anything different than they're currently doing, even though they're in a bad spot, because they're worried about, man, what's going to happen? You know, I'm too nervous for this. Well, use those nerves. Like I said earlier, use it for fuel. So, man, great points, Jeff. Great points.
It's very important that you trust yourself more than you trust what's been done. Right. I know that my God will come through for me again, because he's come through for me before. So that's what keeps my faith going forward, that things are going to be okay. You know, I will be taken care of. Things will work out. Sometimes you just got to go, and that's it. Go.
That's it, man.
That's what we're doing.
Take that first. The first step is the hardest step. Once you take that first step, it becomes a little bit easier. Hey, what I did, man? So Uncle Danny jumped. He says the difference between trusting and not trusting is called commission breath. You know, here's what's great, guys. I don't know if you guys all know. We talked about my Uncle Danny a couple times earlier, but my Uncle Danny's been a salesman his whole life. Literally, that's what he's done for a profession since I've known him. He has the charisma that will blow your mind. I know that he could probably get anything. He can get an Eskimo to buy ice, you know, the whole saying and all that type of stuff.
He'd come work for me any day of the week.
Any day he wants to. And he'd be a hammer. And I'm telling you, customers would love him just like anybody. Any manager would love. You would love to work for a guy. And Uncle Danny's been in some great leadership positions all over the country. You know, primarily Florida and here in Kentucky a lot. You know, he's had some really good spots. I always appreciate when he gives us tips like this, because they're true statements. You know, as much experience as me and Jeff think we have in sales, or Lou, my Uncle Danny has all of us combined. I'm not trying to give away your age, but he's pretty old. but he's amazing, and he's worked hard his whole life. He's always shown that you can have fun and enjoy your work and enjoy life and enjoy family. He's a good dude. So I appreciate all these comments he's making here, because these are really, really good statements that are being made. Man, we should have my Uncle Danny on this show. He could get some good nuggets on here. We'll have to get that happening soon. So, fifth question I'm going to have for you, Jeff. So there's a lot of things that people have that are important in their lives. Like Lou likes to call these things rewards. And I love that statement instead of other words that you can use. These rewards that you get in life are things that you did for yourself, and things happened and you got something from it, or you maybe were able to see something that blossomed from something that you did, right? Or somebody that you touched. What would that reward, the greatest reward you've ever had in your life so far up to this point? Because there's going to be many more. I know it. You're a Lenarts. It's going to happen. So what would you say your greatest reward has been for you on this number 5 question?
In life in general, or sales? I mean,
everywhere. I mean,
all of it. Combine it together.
If you want to use sales, I don't just, I'm not trying to make it too deep, but I'm trying to make it a little bit deep, because that's how I do's it. That's an ode to Lou right there.
I mean, I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest.
Right. It's a tough
one, man, because it's just like, it's almost like trying to tell everybody that, who to pick one person that's the most, it's hard because you want to give a lot of people due credit because it's been a lot of people. But there's something, man. There's something in your life that's been. I mean, you could even reach back to your childhood. Maybe it was the first pair of J's you ever got. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's something that you've done. There's somebody that you've touched. There's something that you did, or maybe there was an action in your life that catapulted you to live a certain way.
Sweating?
I don't know, dog.
Is it hot in here? Man, I don't know how to answer that question. I mean, you know, rewarding to me is just seeing people around me succeed. You know what I mean? Whether, you know, and I like playing with my guys, especially when they get fat commission checks and I'm passing them out. And I'm like, dude, you really made more than me. And that, to me, you know, I love it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I know they're going to be able to provide for their family, which means they won't come asking me for nothing. But, you know, but I love to see that. That's rewarding to me to see the people that, you know, work for me, that are around me, just flourish and, you know, grow. And you see that, you know, they come to work every day like, you know, I'm pumped up. I got to sell a car today. I'm on a mission for a car, at least a car a day, you know, and I hear that every day. And to me, you know, I see it in their eyes and they really mean it. And it's like, wow, okay, they're starting to see the light. And I can see potential, like, man, you know, maybe this guy's coming for my job. No, but, you know, I just love it. You know, that's rewarding to me in the car business. And then, you know, to come home, you know, obviously if my sales guys do good, that reflects my check. So I come on. I mean, it's rewarding to me to be able to provide and get whatever my son wants.
Great answer.
You know, there's never a time I ever have to say no, unless
because you don't say no, Jeff. That's why.
That's my problem.
That's the only child syndrome.
Yeah, I can't help it. You know, I want him to have everything, and that, you know, if you can do it, why not?
Right.
So I mean, but to me, just I don't know, man. It's a tough question, you know. Like,
I think you answered it really well.
I mean, that was really great because that's something that we all share.
That's
exactly seeing it grow in other people.
You know, just planting seeds in people and watching it grow into the tree that it's becoming. You know, and then you see that they plant another seed in somebody else, and then they help them grow and become a beautiful tree. It just keeps passing on and on and on, and that's the legacy, man. And that's exactly what it is. And when you really think about it, you try to do that with your child, you try to do that with your wife, you try to do that with your friends, you try to do that with yourself. But when you could do that with people that look up to you as a leader, and you're like, hey, let me sprinkle some of this over here for you, and that just you see it turn into what it becomes, man. And it's a beautiful thing. And, you know, you've been there long enough now, and you've seen it, and you've seen people blossom into what they become. You've seen yourself go in and teach them a close, and they go, and the light bulb hits their head. You know what I mean? We've all done that, and it's been really cool. You show them even when you're just training them, even just training somebody and showing them a Foursquare or how you pencil a deal, you know, and explaining how you go over the numbers. It mind boggles them. The 10 steps to the road to the sale, teaching them that, they're like, oh, you know, all that stuff, when it hits them, that you're doing something. And that's exactly a great reward to have. And that's a good way of thinking about things. You do that with your child. When Kingston first learned how to be potty trained, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, I taught him that, you know, tie his shoes, you know, put his chain on, whatever. Right. So, but it's all that stuff is rewarding. And that's exactly right. It's the little things become big things. And, you know, so always feel that's a great answer, Jeff. You answered it right. You did have a good answer for it. So that was great.
Fantastic. You know, he is, again, great solutionary. He knows his stuff, folks, and he's consistently growing and always open to growing. And that's a key piece that has helped him get where it is that he is, just like anybody out there that's doing good things. Also, another special thing about Jeff that kind of connects us is that we're doodle dads, right? We fell in love with this freaking dog that took all the gangsta out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I went from pit bulls to golden doodles, you know, like
what? And didn't know you could love that much more. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's crazy. But man, there's so many things that make us the people that we are, folks. I don't know where it is that we found you today. I don't know where it is that you're listening to us today. I don't know what it is that you're facing that you might be taking a break from, right? That you're even watching the Car Guy Coffee podcast or taking it in at all. Or if you're looking for that little bit that pushes you to the next level. People like Jeff, people like Fred, people like Glenn Lundy, El Patron, all these other incredible solutionaries are trying to find a way to help other people find success by pulling it out of them, because all of the potential is inside of you. Those that get to see it get dug out of other people, get inspired by seeing it come out. Like when you see your children succeed, you really start to understand, wow, they're glowing, because there's no greater love than that when you lay your life down for somebody else, right? There's no greater love than that you give of yourself to see somebody else succeed and have life. And seeing that life flourish that's a great reward. That's what makes it all worth it. That's what makes us doing what we're doing right now, is that some of you out there are actually growing and getting uplifted and upshifted through it, right? There's great success, and there's no time enough to explain how deep that goes inside of the brew that's every single cup that we brew with all of you. But we are constantly trying to connect with other people just like you. And we want to inspire you all to keep doing the same thing. Share this around. Let people know that there's real people out there.
Tell it.
There's a lot of heroes that you don't know about and that are every single day inspiring other people to go, whether it's the coach of the little league team or it's the inventory manager on the lot that is always filled with wisdom. You know what I mean? Whoever these intricate people are that are inside of our life, find a way to appreciate every moment you have a conversation with somebody new or somebody that's around you, because that's life. That's going to encourage you. Share. If you, hey, I know where a good cup of coffee is. You need to go down the street over there, go get it, put that in your cup. Send a salami to your boy in the army because it's nice. All right.
I like that.
I like that.
Man, I want to do two more things with Jeff before we go today, too, because I want to do a car guy confession session with him, because I think he's going to have a good one. I also want to throw a jump box out of him because he has a lot of knowledge. There might be a closing tip or something that you can give to the people out there. You know, let's go into that real quick. So we have this thing called the jump box, and the jump box is a quick tip where you get to reveal a negative, or
address the negative,
excuse me, and then, as Lou would say, and reveal the positive, right? This way you can spark whatever you need it to go. So that being said, something to that nature. Lou does it so much better than I do. I just go, it's a jump box. It's a tip for you so you can get your day jump going, right? So when I think of jump box, I think of me rolling down a hill with the big giant one and coming up like a ninja, but that's just that's just my story, and I'm sticking to it. But but Jeff, jump box is something you can give the guys out there or the gals out there that can give them a little spark in their day that can maybe help them get to the next level. Whether, let's say that they're a salesperson trying to get to management, or maybe they're just a salesperson trying to learn how to close a deal, or maybe they're a manager just trying to encourage their people, but they don't know how to. What is something that you think you can give to the people out there right now that's something quick, simple, easy, that could maybe adjust their day, make it better for them?
Just, get rid of them. Fire everybody. Do it yourself. You know what I mean? If you got to do all that, I'm just playing. Get excited. You know what I mean? If you got to have a morning meeting to where you're jumping around and high-fiving, screaming, let's get this going. You know what I mean? Do what you got to do. You know, excitement breeds excitement. Yeah. Man. I mean, if you're a manager trying to help another manager out, I mean, if you're excited about something, he's going to breed off that. I mean, he's going to see that. He's not going to sit there and be all in the dumps. If he is, get rid of him. But I mean, you just got to be excited. You got to be good with your people. I don't know. Don't put me on the spot like that. You know, it's too early.
Hey, you're on the Car Guy Coffee podcast, man. I'm putting you on the spot. That's what it's about. Just like an objection that you get that you're like, hold on a second, sir. Give me one moment. I got a great idea. I'll be right back.
Larry.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, yeah. Give me one. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Extra 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I got it.
What do you mean?
So real quick, because you do have a platform for a moment, you can cut this up, do what you want to do with it. Folks that are out there that are looking for a Ford, how do you get a hold of Jeff Lenartz? Tell me what they got to do to get something from you.
Best deals in town, folks.
Oh, absolutely, man. Knoxford.com in Radcliffe, or Knoxford.com. It's Knoxford.com is our website. We are in Radcliffe on the Dixie. Right now, we're doing lifetime warranties on everything. New, used, it doesn't matter. I can't believe we're doing it. A lifetime powertrain, as long as you own the car. So, I mean, knox4.com or 270-351-9800. Just ask for Jeff. I'm not the manager that doesn't pick up the phone, so I'm always there to pick up the phone.
I need to speak to your manager. Zion best. No, it's a whole other conversation.
But yeah, just check us out. No one on new, hands down, no one is beating us. So yeah, make sure you check us out. Knox4.com.
For a new Ford. If you need to use one.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions on how to get a hold of my brother, you guys can always get a hold of me too. If you want to connect with him, you could probably find him in my friends group in Facebook. Obviously, if you want his number and you didn't hear it just now, you could always give me a call or just press rewind and then write it down. I know technology, you're kind of like, I ain't doing that. But hey, folks, just give us a quick message. Jeff's going to hook you up. He's got great Fords. He's also got some pre-owns out there. But if you got pre-owns in the Hardin County area,
call the car guy.
You better call us up, Ron Hero. But anyway,
Knox4.com.
Hey, I love it, man. I'm so happy that you're doing well over there. So hey, let's car guy confession.
Let's get a confession session.
We got to get one.
I love laughing. Again, I think I've kept pounds off my belly over the years of driving everywhere with Jeff because of how much he kept me laughing. My abs just kept crunching in there. So let's get a car guy confession session. So something that may have been a blunder, maybe whether it's where a blunder turned into a bonus, right? You learned something from a funny situation or just a funny situation. Were you in the room with the football? No, that would be on me anyway.
I've got hit with the football. No. Oh, the football.
Yeah.
How about the golf club, Luke? No. Oh, car guy confession. What's a good one? And there's so many, dude. I mean, I don't even know if some of them are appropriate.
That's what I was saying. It can get dangerous. You know what I mean?
It's good. It could get dangerous.
These are like private. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I mean, there's been a few times, where not a few times. What time should I talk about, guys? I don't know.
All right, well, check it out. So, guys, I talked earlier about making sure that we all knew that Jeff's marriage is a connection point of the.
We were getting pulled over, Matt. You read his comment.
I know what he's talking about. Not even doing anything, just.
I'm sorry.
Just naturally sprays air in his face.
We were in West Virginia. Oh, what are you doing?
But no, your wife actually made a special thing happen. She managed to connect a car guy to a car right behind behind the scenes. Right, you got an entire vehicle by way of your wife connecting a purchase that happened when you got that Lexus, right?
Oh yeah.
Like what was that like? Seeing that entire thing get assembled completely around you.
That was interesting. I remember, I don't know how y'all pulled it off because I could have swore I was in the dealership, and then we go out to the back. I believe you were like, "Hey man, here's your keys to your new car." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" You're like, "The Lexus." I was like, what? Nah. You're like, "Yeah, she came in and signed for you. Here you are. Here's your paperwork." What the? Yeah, I walked out. Yeah, I remember that. That was at French's, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
That was a long time ago.
God, I forgot about that too, man. I forgot that you had that Lexus. You didn't have it too long.
No,
but man, he sported it hard.
It was gangster, man. It's a Lexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I stopped driving it because my wife got her car stolen. So she started driving it. So yeah.
Oh man.
Otay. Yeah. But the long story. Anyway, no story. But the that's a good story. But yeah, no,
crazy stories.
They're like Jeff was talking about earlier, the car guy confession session. There's a lot of stories. with, I mean,
there was, I got one I could tell you. It's not that inappropriate, but it kind of benefited the guy. And this was years ago. I was selling cars. We sold a car to a guy, and I'm not gonna lie, when we did sell the guy a car, I didn't feel really right about it, not because of income, not because of the ability, but because of state of mind. I just, something, I even asked the finance guy after he got out, man, did you really talk to this guy? He's like, yeah, he didn't seem, he seemed a little slow. I was like, yeah. So, neither here nor there. About a month or two goes by, the guy comes back to the dealership. And he's like, hey, I thought about it. I don't want the truck. I don't need the truck. I'm going to go buy a car. Here's your truck back. And, I was like, whoa. It's between you and the bank. It ain't got nothing to do with me. This, that, and the other. He stood up, threw the keys on my desk, and walked out. I guess he had a ride with him, took off. Left the truck on the lot. Tell my manager what's going on. He says, get the truck off my lot. It does not belong here. I took the truck to his house, dropped it off, left the keys there, left a note saying, hey, it's between you and the bank. Nothing to do with me. Sorry. Long story short, about 2 months go by. The police show up at the dealership asking me questions about, hey, this guy said he returned the truck to you. Is that true? I was like, yes, he did, but I returned the truck back to him. 2 months go by. The guy shows up at my dealership about some insurance claim. I guess he ditched the truck. He got paid off. So I guess it worked out for him. Gap paid off his policy. He ditched the truck. But I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. After talking about the story, I was like, whoa. Slow down. No, so yeah.
I'll pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, one of those situations. I have to pump the brakes on that one. Yeah.
We're here. Matt's giving you a little tip right there. How about that, what he just put out there?
How about Sandy and Meadville? I was going to talk about that, but I didn't know if that was appropriate.
Do it, dude. Drop it.
All right.
So you were young in the business.
Meadville, Pennsylvania. I upped this old man. He was on a Lincoln Town Car. This old man drove me everywhere. He had to show, I swear to God, 10 people this car. And every single person said, beautiful car. Is it yours, Sandy? Is it yours? Oh, I don't know. We haven't worked out numbers. I mean, this is a good couple hours of driving around in this car for him to stop, talk to all his friends about this car. So we get back to the dealership.
I love this story.
I mean, it is busy. I mean, it's a big sale, and there are people coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm a little upset with it. I'm like, man, look at all these people. I could be selling cars. This guy better buy a car. That's my head. So we sit down. We're going over numbers. I go over the numbers. He looks at me and goes, Jeff, thank you, but I'm going to have to think on it. And, I don't know. Something inside me just snapped. No, it ain't going down like this. So I said, Sandy, because he had we were in an office and he had his back to the showroom, which was I believe it was glass. So he could see through the glass. Yeah. So I said, Sandy, turn around and look. And he sees a showroom full of people. I mean, we had tables out. People were sitting everywhere. He goes, yeah, there's a lot of people. I said, I could be out there right now providing for my family, selling a car. Instead, I chose to be with you for like 3 hours on this car. You chose to drive around in Pennsylvania, show all your friends. And now you're telling me you got to think about it. He says, yes. I said, Sandy, I need your signature right here. This old man is looking at me shaking, and he signs his name. So I was like, I'll be right back. I need you to copy your driver's license, insurance. I'll be right back. We'll fill out the rest of your paperwork. So I go in to see Matt. Tell Matt, like, look, this dude tried to bounce on me. I've been with him all day. This is not, no. He signed, though. He signed. Long story short, he's sitting in the office, get all the paperwork done. I'm like, okay, finance is going to come grab you in a minute. Finance comes and grabs this guy. He's got piss all over himself. I don't say nothing to him because, you know, in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's an old man. He probably leaked or I don't know. He comes back the next day with his buddy in the car, and he says, "This is Jeff, the guy who scared me so bad he made me piss my pants." I was like, "Oh no, I'm Sandy, no." But yeah, that was a good one. Old man pissed his pants. He said he was scared of me. He didn't know what I was gonna do.
Oh my god, that is amazing, dude. That's probably my favorite car guy. And I know that story, but I haven't heard it from you off your lips because we heard it from everyone else's lips. For, you know, everyone knows that story that's been around us during that time, and hearing it from your lips for the first time in a long time, man, so freaking funny. Unfortunate for Sandy. Sandy, we're not trying to make fun of you, but. I promise you, Sandy ain't around no more. That was like 10 years. No, that was like 15 years ago. Yeah. But even if he is, we're not making. But the thing is, don't go around telling people that you're going to buy a car and drive them around for 3 hours, have a showroom full of people, and then tell them you're going to think about it.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely make you sign.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Or I'm going to make you pee your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man. Great story. I'm glad that Matt threw that in there real quick. I'm glad you mentioned that story. Man, I appreciate you. Man, that was a great great. That's literally my favorite Car Guy confession session we've had.
That was a great story, and there's so many more.
And I know it's true. That's why it's so awesome.
Other ones that'll have you weak. But man, we've had an incredible time. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to have you in here a little bit more, mixing it up with us. But did you have some fun today?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, man, I'm excited, car guys and car gals, for you to take some of the deposits that have been left in the cafe in a to-go cup for you and your business. Go shine, shine, and shine. Shine some more. When you get done shining, just shine some more. Smile. When you get done smiling, smile again. Smile till your face hurts. Laugh until your abs start to sweat. I don't know, guys. I'm just saying.
Whatever that means.
Get excited, okay? Get excited about making it an energizing type of day for you in the world that you're around. We got incredible solutionaries here. If you didn't love the brotherhood that got shared here, guys, go back, listen to it, and let it hit your heart deep, because it is key things that we need as a people. We need to join together as a people, whether it's blood or it's just people. We need to connect together. We need to be better because we are together, and we can grow as family. This entire universe needs us to connect. We are limitless if we're united. And as Subprime Hero is his middle name, United is our first name here in this country. So let's do what it is that we do, folks, and brew solutions for our business, our relationships, and our nation. Let's do what we do. Jeff, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
It's fun. This brew has been brought to you by Think Ad Group. You can get information by going to thinkadgroup.com and go get you some of the brew that's brewing right now with Richie Bello.
Yes, sir.
Car Guys,
got that drops. Let's go.
We'll be right back after you enjoy a little bit more of that. You might want to spit. You might want to spit some rhymes. We're gonna.